think I better get up.
Since Space Jam: A New Legacy is out in theaters this summer, I thought I'd go back and review the original Space Jam film. Now, does this movie still holds up today? Well, in my opinion, well, it kind of does, but then on the other hand, it really doesn't. You know, for a film that came out nearly 25 years ago, I have to say this film probably still appeals to quite a few people out there. And going back to rewatch this movie, it kind of was a refresher because I haven't seen the film for years, so like I've recently rewatched it just for this review. And I have to say, this movie is kind of bad. Now, I'm taking the nostalgia glasses off because I'm looking at this film from a critic standpoint. This film has some bad acting in it, and the voice cast actually is done pretty well. And well, for Michael Jordan's first film, and probably only film he ever did, I have to say his acting is really atrocious. It really isn't his profession to be an actor. I mean, he's one of the greatest basketball players of all time, but his acting comes off very wooden. Nonetheless, though, this film is all about Michael Jordan retiring like he did in real life back in 1993 to play baseball. And so when aliens come from a space, aka Moron Mountain, well, they challenge the Looney Tunes to try and enslave them, but then the Looney Tunes say, let's play a basketball game, put some stakes involved. And well, that's when Michael Jordan comes in, and there's a whole subplot of the other NBA players getting their talent stolen from these aliens. And well, I have to say that it was there for a reason, you know, for runtime, but I honestly look at this film like it's not the worst film I've ever seen, but it's not great either. I enjoy the voice cast, such as Dan DeVito. He did a good job. The actors, such as Wayne Knight, Bill Murray, Larry Bird's in this film. They do a decent job. It's nothing spectacular. I'm not looking for Oscar-worthy performances, but it is quite boring. Now, I did laugh throughout this film rewatching it, and it actually reminded me of my childhood, how much I enjoyed this film. I don't know what it is. Maybe I grew up and I no longer see this movie as being like a classic or nothing like that. It's just, there's a difference between looking at this film as a child and looking at it as an adult. But I will say that there is some enjoyable moments to be had in this film. Oh, and another thing, why was Lola the Bunny sexualized in this film? And not only that, wasn't this film marketed towards children, you know, families? So, I don't know, it's a little weird. This is a film that hasn't aged that well, in my opinion. It's interesting how this film came about because two Michael Jordan ads had aired back in the 1990s, and one of them had Bugs Bunny in it. And so one of the producers thought, hey, let's make a movie out of it. And so you got Space Jam. I will say, though, Michael Jordan's acting, like I mentioned before, it's bad. And I'm not really trying to criticize the man here. It was his first film. He's not really an actor. What else can I say? It's just I've seen other basketball players in films deliver a better job. Nonetheless, this film probably will only apply to nostalgia's sakes, but like I mentioned before, I'm taking the nostalgia glasses off, and it's because I got older. Maybe that's why I don't love this film as I did when I was a child. You know, when you grow older, you grow out of a lot of things. And so, mainly, they made this film for money, and so children can have a good time at the movie theaters back in the 90s. But other than that, I will say that as far as the animation, it was good for the time this film came out. And it is an enjoyable film on some level. It's not an outright disaster, I will say that. I'm giving this film a 6 out of 10. Yeah, this is a bad movie. It's not the worst film I've ever seen. There are some positives here, such as the music, the animation, and some scenes were particularly interesting, especially towards the end of the film. Now, yeah, this film's dated. It came out a long time ago. But I think a lot more people out there probably enjoyed this film like over the years. Especially kids in the 90s probably would enjoy this film even more now than they did back then because, well, to be honest, that's not a interesting subplot here. In other words, it's not a particular message. It's just a film that was made for the kids and probably for the entire family. I will say though, this film could have been outright disaster, but it turned out to be one of the most interesting films that came out back in the 1990s. Regardless whether you hate or love this film, it certainly was interesting for the time it came out back then. And that's my review of the film Space Jam. Alright, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you thought about this film. Did you love it? Hate it? Did you think it was alright? And are you looking forward at all to Space Jam: A New Legacy due out in July? Okay, this is Slum Guy 172 saying peace out.